What's good? What's good? What's good? YouTube, what's up, y'all? Happy Saturday. What's up, you guys? Nice to see you guys again. We back at it again, man. What a week. What a week. Man, these weeks just keep going faster and faster, man. I swear. I swear. So, how's everyone doing today? I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Saturday to you guys. Happy Friday to the rest of you guys. Man, we here, baby. We here. Again, drop where you're viewing from, and before we get started, and yeah, man, where you looking at from, man? Man, there's a lot going on in the U.S., man. I swear, it's kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy to see what's going on at such a rapid pace. Man, I don't know how you Americans are dealing with this shit. Because yeah, man, I'm just let's just say I'm happy to be outside of the States. I'll be honest. So yeah, man, we're gonna talk about some things here, man. We're gonna talk about today's topic is going to be about when you get sick, if you get sick, if you get robbed, if you get locked up or get in trouble here in Vietnam. What happens? What's the reality? I'm going to break it down for you guys. So it works differently than the West. All right. So I know you guys know that. In the West, just a quick comparison. In the West, it's more of this is what happens. This is the fine. This is the jail sentence type stuff, right? Over here, it depends on what infraction or what costs or what crime you've committed. But here in Vietnam, at least you can get away with some stuff here, right? If you just give a little bit of coffee money, you'll be all right. All right. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, man. I'll tell you this, in Vietnam, the real deal, what the real deal is I will give you each segment. So let's just jump right into it, man. So segment number one, what happens if and when you get here in Vietnam and you start to learn how to drive, right? It's very intimidating when you want to drive here. My advice to you is just jump right into it. All right, just jump into it. Okay. So if you get out in traffic, let's just say someone hits you on their motorbike and you break something, right? Generally in the West, we would have insurance for that. Understand that the insurance game here is new. It's new. It's been around, but it's new in the people's mind, and so not everyone has insurance, and so you really have to understand that on the road here, it's the biggest car or the biggest vehicle wins. Okay, and what I mean by win is they go first, right? Generally, there's no Western laws that this is my lane. Okay. So but if you get hit by a motorbike, I'm gonna give you the skinny about it. Here they do things a little bit different. You get hit by a motorbike, generally in the States, we will pull over, right? No matter if you got hit in the middle of the road, we would just pull over and then we would do our business there, right? In the safety of whatever the side is, right? It's not safe, but it's safer than being in the middle of traffic, right? So here, on the other hand, is if someone hits you, whether they're in a car or it's a car to car or a motorbike to motorbike, you by law have to stay where you are. You cannot move. You can't move it. Now there's a law, I didn't look it up, but here when people hit you, you have to just stay put. You can't really, I mean, obviously, if it's a dangerous situation where you're in the middle of the highway, you're not going to stay put, right? But if you're in like the surface streets, just in the surface streets, you'll see it. If you're here in Vietnam and you've seen it, I'm sure you've seen it. But if you haven't, it's just a matter of time. And this is what happens, and this is why there's a lot of traffic here, is because when people hit each other, they just stop right in the middle of the road and wait for police. That's serious. So, what will happen is make sure that you have your insurance. This is the real deal shit. You're not going to get this anywhere else. Okay. Make sure you have not insurance. You have your blue card, or if you're renting the bike, you should in the compartment where your trunk is, your storage. There should be a blue card or a green card. That is your registration type deal. Okay. So you give them that. Make sure you have that. Make sure you have a picture of your passport just to make sure. All right, this is the legal stuff you should have on you when you get into an accident. Even if it's not your fault at all, make sure that you have those documents at least somewhere around, because it is important. At the end of the day, what's going to happen, and this is the skinny, like from boots on the ground, my experience is they just want money from you. All right. So try not to get into an accident, even if it's not your fault, because you're the foreigner, right? And then make sure you have your license. Okay. If you millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people drive without a license here. I mean, pretty much the whole country. Okay. Um, it's really low how many people have their licenses here, driver's license. Okay. But understand that there's a lot of unlicensed drivers here, foreigners and Vietnamese. And so they don't care. Okay. There's a lot of people who will hit you and drive away. Okay. There's a lot of situations where you'll get hit or you'll hit someone on accident and then they'll just stop right there and then be angry, really angry with you. You caused no damage, but they're going to be very angry with you because they're trying to get that cheddar. They're trying to get that cheddar out of you. So if you ever get into an accident, make sure you have your license. Okay, straight up. You can drive, yes, you can drive without a license, but again, these are some of the things that you have to be aware of. Okay, you have to be aware that you could get into an accident and you could have a situation where you are in the middle of a road, whether it's in Da Nang, the rural areas, countryside, Ho Chi Minh City, or in Hanoi, and you could be sitting there and be like, what the hell just happened? You know what I mean? And you accidentally hit someone or someone accidentally hit you. And if you hit someone, they're definitely going to try to get money out of you, like big money, or they're going to call the police, right? It's here, it's 50-50 if you involve the police, like if the police happen to be around or there's CCTV, right? Because again, there's CCTV everywhere. Okay, so police they can come anytime, right? But it's not like the West. They don't just show up, right? They, if it's in an area where police generally are, they'll be there, right? So um just make sure you have your license. Make sure that you have some coffee money. Okay. And this is what all of this is about. It's just about coffee money. All right. You can get away with stuff with coffee money on a traffic accident, as long as you didn't kill anyone and as long as you didn't cause serious harm. Coffee money should do the trick. All right. So let me give you guys some phone numbers just in case when you're here. Excuse me, I have a little nasal thing. So if I sound a little funny, that's what's going on. All right. So if you're here, and when you get here, or even before, make sure you have these phone numbers. All right. So for ambulance, make sure you just write these down and keep them in your wallet, your purse, somewhere on you or around you where you know that you'll have these numbers. All right. Save them in your phone somewhere. I don't know. For ambulance, it's 115. So if you ever get into any situation, dial 115 on your phone when you're in country. All right. For police, it's 113. So if you ever have an issue, just dial 113. Understand they don't speak English. Okay. So make sure you have a Vietnamese around. You can grab someone off the street, whatever, to help you. All right. 114 for fire or firefighters. All right. Fire department. If you need, just dial 114. 112 is for disaster and rescue. All right. So 115 ambulance, 113 police, 114 firefighters, and 112 disaster and rescue. All right. So yeah, I would also you get hit, you get into an accident, make sure that you always document everything. Film everything. Film, not and pictures. Okay? Document everything. License plates, injuries. I mean, right there on the spot. Okay? Intersection, signs, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because and they also have CCTV. So make sure you take film of the CCTV, the intersection, so later you can get that footage. Of course, it's bigger here if you have CCTV. All right. Um, Honestly, document everything that you're feeling at that point. If it's serious, document everything. Okay. Even if someone's with you, try to do that. All right. If you can, that would be good. They will try to ask you for cash on the scene for sure. Okay. So just make sure that you have a little bit of cash on you. Okay. If at all possible. Generally, if you go slow enough, the Vietnamese will go around you. Okay, they'll just go around you. Try not to get into an accident because if you get into an accident, then it's some issues. And then generally, the Vietnamese they don't want to be in accidents either. So they're gonna go around you. But let me show you what's going on here. Bear with me. Let me just show you this on screen so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So, like I said, police emergency. All right. These are the emergency numbers just in case you need in Vietnam. All right. So, police emergency contact 113. Okay. And they are the ones that wear the green. Okay. So, those are the police. All right. There's different colors of like officers. Okay. Okay, then the fire guys, right? Fire brigade and rescue, 114, of course. Okay, they're gonna come get you. Ambulance, right here, ambulance and medical services, 115. This one is very important. So if you have any issues, don't expect them to come. Don't expect them to come fast. All right. If you guys live here and you have heard and been behind or in front of an ambulance, and you guys understand my what I'm about to say is like it's highly disrespectful in this country, in any country, if an ambulance has their sirens on and they're blaring and people do not move out of the way. I find that highly disrespectful. I'm gonna put that on record. Okay. And they do that here all the time. It's like, and they're starting to get better. They're starting to respect it better. But just think about it, man. Like, what if that was you in that ambulance and you had a life threatening whatever, and people are just too ignorant to get out of the way? Wouldn't you feel some kind of way? What if you died? What if one of your loved ones was in that ambulance, right? And they had an issue, and people just don't get out of the way. it's highly disrespectful. I find it very disrespectful every time, and it's like that. It's like that every day here in Ho Chi Minh City. Seriously, I see it every day, every day. You know. So, anyways, sorry, that's my little rant. Sorry, not sorry, but yeah, 115. Okay, it's I would just every time I see this, it's just really it's sad to me, to be honest. And they just got to do better. Seriously. Okay. Emergency search and rescue. So 1112. Okay. So you guys can see these numbers. Here are your embassy numbers, the major embassy numbers and consulate. We have the United States one here. These are all your phone numbers. You can pause it, come back to it, come back to this video, pause it, and then take a look at it, or whatever you want to do. UK, Australia, these are all the embassies, all here in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City, and Hanoi, and then the Canadian one. Okay, these are all your embassies. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's see. Okay, I'll get into this here shortly about hospitals and stuff. But I've gotten into hospitals. I've gotten into hospitals in another live, so I did a deep dive into that. But I will say, if try not to get into an accident. Try not to get into an accident if you can help it. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on. So now, sorry about that. My dog's going crazy. So what happens if you get pulled over or you get accused of a crime, you get locked up? What is that about? Well, here in Vietnam, you don't want to get locked up, one. But I'll say this. If, again, 113 is for the police here, I would absolutely, you see anything, say something, right? It's just like in the West. There's CCTV cameras everywhere. So, and they're growing fast. Like every place, every residential, every business, commercial has CCTV. So there's going to be footage somewhere. Okay. So that being said, don't F around in Vietnam. Okay. Keep your shit behind closed doors and make sure, and this is just like I'm giving you the skinny right now. I don't bullshit. Okay. Make sure that if you're going to do some dirt, don't fucking do it in public. Okay. Um, I wanted to, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up and I didn't download it. So what Ho Chi Minh City has been doing is that they've been going bar to bar to bar to bar to bars to bars to bars and piss testing people and the guests, the patrons, the people who work there. They've been piss testing them. Excuse me. And that means you, foreigner. They've piss tested. I'm gonna bring it up here if I can find it. Um, they piss tested. I want to say close to 60 foreigners. Just this was last month, 1 month ago, I guess. And yeah, they deported basically majority of them. I think it was like 50 something. I'll bring it up here in a minute. I'm looking for it, but majority of them are getting deported. Yeah, they were just imagine just having a beer on Boy Vien. I don't even think it was on Boy Vien. It was some random bar. No, it wasn't even on Boy Vien. It was in the expat district in Teho, um, Tao Dien, in Tao Dien. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're looking for the foreigners who are buying drugs, who are smoking drugs. Yeah, because for whatever reason, it is what it is. But if you mess around and you guys are one of those people who F around, even marijuana, they're fucking around. So You just got to be careful here. Okay, I'm gonna give you you heard it from me first. I'm gonna give you that little nugget. Be careful. Don't do anything in public at a bar is what I'm talking about. Anywhere. Okay, this is your warning. Okay, because they they really are cracking down here. Okay, and it just seems like to me that they're cracking down on these bar owners. And if you happen to be a patron at this bar at the time, you have no choice but to piss test for them. Even if you're just drinking a beer and having a good time playing pool, and you just happen to be in this bar. I'm telling you, Vietnam is trying to change their image. All right. And there's a lot of Vietnamese big time drug dealers who got busted recently. So they really are cleaning up this place, which is nice, I guess, which is cool. But it's really what I think that it'll all just go underground. Let's just be honest. But just be careful, all right? Because yeah, if you guys drink, um, just be careful, all right? And that goes for countrywide. Okay. They're really quick. From I saw a video, they're really quick coming in and then jumping out, right? Meaning they come in full fledged. The police, they come in full fledged. They go after their targets. They grab them, throw them in a vehicle, and skirt off. I mean, it's like 5 minutes, literally less than 5 minutes. It's crazy, but just be careful. A lot more stuff. They're rewarding a lot more Vietnamese, um, local Vietnamese. They're giving them compensation because they're tipping people off about what activities going on in the neighborhood. You know what I mean? So just understand that this isn't your home. If you're gonna do some dirt, just do it behind closed doors and don't fucking talk to people about it. Like too many people are trying to ball out here like they're the shit, and it's not. That's not it. That's not it. Um, this is not like any other country that you can just fuck around in the West and they'll just slap you on the wrist. No, they'll actually put you in jail for a couple of years and then deport your ass. So if you're loud about your dirt, this is your warning. Don't be loud, okay? Because Vietnamese don't respect that shit. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you guys. I just give that to you here. That's all I give, man. All right, do your shit behind closed doors. You feel me? All right. And if you happen to ever get busted for whatever, um, I got you on an attorney. Okay, I got good friends that are in up in Hanoi, up in the capital. They're my lawyers as well, and so don't trip. Just hit me up. I pray that that doesn't happen to you, but cash is king here. Okay, so if you happen to be fucking around, you know what I'm saying, and shit happens, bro. I get it. Have some bread ready. All right. That's it. Again, coffee money, man. I'm telling you that coffee money. And again, the US Embassy, let me show you. I got to just talk to you guys about it because I don't hear people talking about this subject at all. About what happens if you get arrested and all this stuff. So if you get arrested, you have a right as a US citizen to at least talk to and let the U.S. Embassy know that where you're at. Okay, so legally they have to monitor your situation. They don't have to do shit. Okay, don't think now. I've been seeing this all over the internet. Don't think that the U.S. Embassy is going to come and save you if you're not a somebody. Okay. Um, the U.S. Embassy around the world is not. They don't help. Okay, they can only advise. They can only give you advice. Okay. um, I've had many opportunities to go into the U.S. Embassy here in Vietnam and literally all over the world. Seriously, all over the world, North Africa, U.S. Embassy. I've been in the lines. They all fucking say the same shit. They don't help you whatsoever. So don't act like when you get into a situation, the U.S. Embassy is not going to help you. They're just not going to help you. All right. Now they do have resources there that they could help. Of course they can, but for every everyday Joe, Joe and Susie, they're not gonna help. Okay, they'll just give you a bunch of information, and then it's gonna be up to you to decipher between what you should do and what you shouldn't do. Okay, that's why it's important to get a local attorney here. If you're facing any kind of issues, get a local attorney. If you don't have anything, just remember this video and then hit me up. I'll point you in the right direction. All right. But yeah, if you go to the U.S. Embassy website, right here, legal and medical assistance, right? You can go here. Let's just go there for now. Go to legal assistance, right? So you guys can read this. It says, we understand uh, that the right to appear before Vietnamese court requires membership in a local or provincial attorney association. Foreign legal firms are entitled to provide legal consult services and other services, but they are not permitted to practice criminal law in Vietnam. Okay, so understand there's a difference, yeah? So what they're going to do is they're going to give you this list of attorneys that are down here, yeah? On their website. They're just going to give you a list of attorneys. And then, but remember, if you pay these list of attorneys who are foreign companies, then you're basically throwing away money. Let's be real. They can only advise you. Okay. And they can probably take care of the paperwork for you, the actual paperwork of doing it, but they can't practice law here unless they have a Vietnamese person and they are registered to practice locally. You know what I'm saying? So it's very important to just come here. Again, this is the U.S. This is the U.S. Embassy in Vietnam website. Okay, and let's just click on it and see what they have. All right, so you can see. Okay, so you go here and they have a list of attorneys here in Hanoi. Let's click on it, and they're all here, right? So you can see they have different specializations, right? So just go here. If you ever get into any issues, hit me up, and I'll direct you to not some of these guys, because these guys are hella expensive. Because obviously you can see they have Australia, the website's Australian. These are all foreign companies, right? Go with local companies and support the locals. I'm not saying these guys don't support them. I'm just saying that go local. All right, get advice from these guys as much as you can, and then go take that advice and go local. All right, because yeah, you'll save a ton of money. So they have a list of attorneys in Ho Chi Minh City. All right, so boom, there you go. So again, Australia, this is Vietnam. Uh, yeah, this is a pretty nice list right here. Okay, so this is on the U.S. Embassy, the consulate website in Vietnam. Okay, so you just go to legal assistance. Okay, all right, all right. So let's see. I got a comment here. Let's see what we got. Blissful Horizons, what's up? What's up? How you do? Tapping in, bro. A little late, but I'm on. I'm in this B. Hey. Welcome. Love it. Thank you for joining me. All right. So again, understand that the coffee money culture here it will get you and save you from a lot of shit. Now it just depends on how much they is gonna save you. You feel me? It just depends. So um, I'm I'll say this: just make sure that you're not breaking any laws, because again, You could be minding your business. You could be minding your business, and next thing you know, you're having a drink, maybe not even drinking, maybe not even doing nothing, and you're just hanging out with a friend at a bar here, and you think it's chill. Next thing you know, you have 10 cops run up in there and bust people. All right, this is happening. This is happening in expat areas. Hear me out. This is happening in expat areas, not D1, in expat areas. Okay? So think about it. It's happening. It's happening, man. I'm telling you. Let me see. I'm trying to find that. It just had it, and I just don't understand where it went. If you guys have any questions, just holler at me. I do. So, also going on about that, let me share something with you guys. So, the reason why these raids are happening, a lot of it is because there's a lot of illegal activity going on, but also the drinking culture here in Vietnam is going down, which is kind of weird. So, let me share something with you guys. So, this is on Tuoi Che. I don't know if I'm saying Tuoi Che News, and this is a local news, right? This is a local publication, okay? And it's cool because they have expat life and stuff. So, anyways, I got this. This was sent to me. It says, "Is after work drinking culture dying in Vietnam?" So, I will tell you, it seems like the Generation Z has actually here in Vietnam rejected the fact that they don't want to be drinking a lot. They don't want to even have sex. I'll be honest. They either have sex or they don't have sex. Um, they don't. They're not in relationships. They're not. They're not ideal. Their idea of having a husband or having a wife is completely different from us millennials and from older generations. Completely different. And then it's bled in to the nightlife culture. It's bled into the nightlife culture which means that they don't go out anymore. Really, they don't go out. Like a lot of people out here don't really go out like that anymore. Everyone seems to be going to work and then going home and then going to like little free or smaller activities here. But going out to go out and drink, it's died down since the last 5 years. Like even I stopped drinking this year. Like I stopped drinking probably like 8 months ago, more longer than that. It's been so long for me. It feels like, but yeah, and I'm happier. I'm happier not drinking. I don't miss it, to be honest, because Vietnam is a huge drinking culture. But let's read this. Okay, it says, "Is after work drinking culture dying in Vietnam?" What I what I was to learn the following months was that this. Let me read up here. Teachers Day, 2013 was my introduction to after work drinks in Vietnam. Students and colleagues from the few of my jobs all insisted I go out for drinks to bond and celebrate. What I was to learn in the following months was that this was not a rare occasion, but a solid part of Vietnamese culture that happened weekly, from farmers to factory workers and office employees at global companies and big cities, all steadfastly held on to this practice. But the reality was that Vietnam was holding on to a practice that had been dying off in most Western countries for decades. I will say, let me ask you a question. Have you seen in where you are right now, wherever you're viewing from? Say in the comment section, how is the nightlife at, like where you're at right now? Because from what I'm seeing from abroad, looking into the U.S., feels like to me the U.S. is dying. the nightlife culture has died dramatically over the last like 2 years. Tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong, you know? But I will also say it's been the same way here in Vietnam. Even if it's up in Hanoi or down here in Ho Chi Minh City. Like pre-COVID, it was popping. It was fucking popping here. Uh, After COVID, it seemed like everybody went into their introvert shell, right? And I did as well. I did as well. I'm an extra extrovert. Now I'm just an extrovert. You know what I mean? And it's a huge difference. Like to me, maybe not to other people, but it's a huge difference I noticed for me. And I, over this last year, really had to focus. 4 years after COVID, man, I really had to focus that I had to be intentional, is what I'm trying to say. I had to be intentional about going out and being okay with going out because it just didn't feel the same anymore. You know what I mean? So tell me, wherever you are at right now, if if it's popping where you're at, like people still go out at night, or is where you're at right now, is it dying off? Doesn't matter wherever you're at in the world viewing this video, let me know. But yeah, just so you know, Ho Chi Minh City is the best area for entertainment here. However, again, it's died off quite a bit. Okay, it's not as like zestful as it used to be. Okay, they've been complaining about it. Locals have been complaining about, they want that old nostalgia of Ho Chi Minh, Boi Vien Street, and all that stuff. So I think we're gonna go back into that kind of era of like the craziness, but more like bougie craziness, like boutique shit. You know what I mean? Gentrification. All right, but as a comparison, Australia saw steep declines in the long lunch, a business tradition of going out to lunch and then spending the entire afternoon drinking and eating. In the late 80s, 1980s, even 40 years ago, the concept of beer as a social glue was losing its appeal. Facts. There were a number of other factors that contributed to this culture change. Government imposed changes, blah, 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 blah. Changes to driving laws. I'll make it a point. The driving laws here have changed quite a bit when it comes to drinking and driving. I will say, even through 2 years ago, it was, I mean, everybody, except for women, because the Vietnamese women don't really drink like that. But I'll say, and not everybody, the men, the Vietnamese men and foreign men, right? You know, we all, I'll be, as well. I'll be guilty as well. I'd have a couple beers and I'd go drive. Um, but I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but that's just the way they do things here. You know what I mean? And these people, even especially up in the north, they be drinking like rice wine. They drink the rice wine like that. They give you a little shot, mo hi ma yo, and then you take it back. But and then they do it right again. Boom, boom, boom. That's how they drink here, for real, for real. And it's like moonshine. It's like clear moonshine. All right. So, or for my white brethrens and my brother sisters, my sisters, um, ever evergreen, everlast, yeah, evergreen, I think it was that clear bottle, the blue label, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So the drinking and driving laws have gotten pretty strict and hefty. They actually will fine you a lot of money, and in some cases they'll take your. In most cases they'll take your bike. In some cases you go to jail. So they're starting to do that here, which is I think it's the right way. I think it's the correct approach. Let's see, and an economic recession that drove unemployment. Collectively, these factors uh, shattered the idea of gathering to drink and move people forward, working harder, longer, and smarter. After not having this drinking at work culture for many years, it is not missed. That is facts. The result was that nothing changed in relationships, productivity, or workplace dynamics. The conclusion was that this assumed positive habit of drinking with the workmates was not positive at all. In fact, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. And this is where Vietnam stands at the moment. Okay, yeah, changes to drink and drive laws, like I just said, in many recent times, continue globalization, which also means different working hours and a more focused workforce experiencing significant wage growth are all factors of drinking are all factors drinking driving the reduction in after work gatherings and drinking activities. Sorry, man, I can't see this. Anyways, it's getting old, you know what I mean? They said after 40, your eyes would. I'm like, trying to see this stuff, man. Damn. Okay, you guys might as well just saw something live. So yeah, that's what's going on here. Okay, so I'm not gonna read any more of this. You guys can check it out if you want to know the article. Just type in this right here, and you'll go check it out. And then them right here, Toy Che News. Okay, all right. Let's jump to Roly Poly comment. Hello, Roly Poly. Man, it's been a long time, brother. How you doing? It's good to see you. Roly Poly 76 says nightlife. I know. Snooze. Yeah, I'm telling you. I used to be so gung ho about wanting to go out. Even with post COVID, even with my lady, and now it's just kind of meh. I'd rather just be on live, to be honest, and do that. Or I'd rather just be kicking it with my lady. You know what I mean? Thanks for the comment, bro. I really appreciate that. Nice to see you on the live, brother. Nice to see you on the live. All right, so basically that's basically what's going on here. As far as if you get in trouble, I would hit legal advice. Get some legal advice from here, the locals, and you'll be straight. If you ever get into like any kind of incident, accident, anything, check around. Make sure you take video of the area because there are CCTVs. Okay, you may not see it at the time, but if you take good enough footage around the area, when you get into an accident and if anything is happening in the country, take video. Okay, document everything. All right. So if you're getting hurt, if you get hurt, you got to make sure you check out the right hospital. Okay. Now, depending on where you're at, okay, it's gonna be good doctor care or trash doctor care. And I hate to say doctor care and all that stuff is trash, but I'm just trying to give you, just being straight up with you, is that if you're in the rural areas, some of those rural hospitals are just below standard. I'll say is below standard, but some of these are better than any hospital we have. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, if you get into an accident and you have any kind of major surgery or any kind of that, make sure that you are at least have insurance. Make sure that you're around. I know. Make sure that you're around an international hospital. I just want to say it, okay? Because the international hospitals are what we are accustomed to. It's what we are accustomed to. All right. So believe it. I did a videos talking about this stuff in depth. Give me a minute. Let me go over there. Let's see here. Bear with me. Let me go to my live and share my screen with you guys. Let me show you. Okay, because I know a lot of you guys are new here. I know a lot of you guys, don't watch everything, which is cool. But I do a lot of lives. I do a lot of videos about different stuff. I've been on YouTube for like almost 2 years next month. So I do have a lot of stuff in my catalog that still is good information and reliable now. Okay. So these are my lives, right? This is my channel. Okay. The one you're on right now. Okay. So a lot of the information I do deep dives into this stuff. Okay. Specifically for whatever you're looking for, right? So check out the lives. Started 4 months ago, going weekly live. Um, Trying to give you guys as much information and authenticity from YouTuber here in Vietnam. All right, I've been here almost 6 years. Okay, I don't know how to do it any other way, but just be who I am, and that's it. But check it out. This is the information that you guys should be tapping into, because this gives you step by step things that I would do right now in 2025, moving forward to 2026. And these are the things that you should be doing and implement some of these things. Okay. Um, so I keep it real with you guys. And those of you who've been following the journey over the last 2 years almost, that's who I am. That's what I do. So I'll give you guys some changes. You want to know what's going on? This is a deep dive. These are my lives. Okay. So again, I have videos as well about these topics. Okay, as well. Don't want to lose your visa if you're working here, right here. Go check that out. This is what people, employers do to us expats that people don't really freaking talk about. Okay. Check out my catalog. You guys you want to date here? Check them out. I got many of those, many different stuff for you guys on here. Okay. Check this one out. You'll understand about what's going on with human trafficking stuff. It's big deal. When you live here, you care. All right. I care and love Vietnam so much. Right. Straight up. It really did steal my heart. And yeah, check this stuff out. I have so much information for you guys on my channel. And if you guys have any questions, yeah, just go and check it out. But if you want to deep dive on specific topics, this is where you're going to get it right here in the lives. I will break it down. You can ask me questions, and I will answer to the best of my ability. And if I can't on air live, then I will hit you back on the back end and get your answer for you. All right. Um, yeah, if you guys just have to say, if you guys want to support the channel, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We're on our way, 6,000 subscribers. So yeah, but hospital. Okay, so check those other lives out. And yeah, I got a lot more on the way for real. Okay, good content coming. Real content. No clickbait shit here. So hospitals, man, hospitals. I'm telling you, there's a big difference. Yeah, I know, Kevin, I know. International hospitals usually treat you faster, but I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. The local hospitals, find a good one. I'm gonna give you just a little nugget. International hospitals are great, but they're overpriced. Okay, this is for Vietnam. Your Western mind right now will be like, you'll go to a hospital here, international, and you'll be like, this is cheap. Trust me, international hospitals are hella expensive. Okay, because they're private, of course. But I'm the one who went to an international hospital too, and I usually go to a really good local hospital. Like they have them here. Okay, you don't have to go to an international hospital. A local, a top, I would say a top tier or an average hospital would be sufficient for your everyday needs. Whether you want to get medicine, you can go to just a pharmacy, right? Not at the hospital. There's pharmacies all over this country. But if you need services, go to a local hospital. All right. This is my advice to you. Okay. If you have coin and you want the better room and the better everything else, meaning um, it's just aesthetics. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. It's just aesthetics. Um, you get the same care at a nice local hospital rather than like in an international hospital. Of course, you're gonna have better things in an international hospital, but if you're here and you're really trying to save money, go to a good to great local hospital, and you'll be fine. Okay. Um, I don't know if there's people talking about that online, um, that about the good hospitals. There's actually good local hospitals. What I mean. All right. Again, if you go to a good local hospital, some might speak English, most won't speak English. So if you have a translator or someone that you can you can bring with you, that would be the best situation for you. Okay, for a local hospital. Now, again, you can get away with a translator. It's not a problem. All right, I use it all the time. I like Google Translate. I just type in or say what's going on with me and what I need, and then they'll take it from there. All right. Sometimes I need to get my wife on the phone and say, "Hey, baby, can you talk to them real quick?" And then I'll hand them the phone. Doesn't really matter. Okay. And that person does not need to be with you. Okay. Just put them on the phone. All right. The cool thing I love about the hospitals here, whether it's local or international, you go right in. They take you right in, right? You go straight in to get care. Obviously you go through the registration process first. Obviously, they need your information. Bring your passport. If you have a copy of your passport, that would be sufficient as well. Some might be a little stickler about that, but if you just have it on your phone, cool, it's all right. Um, Let me think. Yeah, just have your passport or a picture of your passport, and then they'll just bring you right in. Right? You'll fill out some paperwork. It's not like this thick ass fucking paperwork. No, it's legit. One pager. You know what I mean? Front and back, and then you're good. Okay. So yeah, basically, I've never had to stay overnight, so I've never had to like put down a deposit to like guarantee. There's like this thing called like a guarantee of payment, um, and so they call it GOP. And so if you need to stay overnight, they'll generally probably have you pay a deposit. Again, local is better, okay, because it's cheaper. But there comes different things, right? Different services with international versus local. Okay, you have to be aware of this stuff. International is going to be more of like what we're accustomed to. A nurse come in, take care of you, yada yada yada. In a local hospital, you have to take care of yourself, basically. In some hospitals, your family has to take care of you. So that's the difference between like a local hospital, the huge difference. Okay. Some local hospitals, they have the nurse thing, come take care of you, whatever. But for the most part, Vietnamese people, they actually have their families come in, and their families will take care of them in their rooms if they even have a room. So some of these hospitals, local hospitals, you only are sharing the hallway. I'm serious. You're only sharing the hallway. You're only sharing a corridor. You're sharing a room with like 3 or 4 people, two, three, 4 people, and you're paying per bunk for your bed. You're paying for your bed. It's crazy. Some of these hospitals that I've seen, and some of these hospitals that are here. I mean, it's crazy, and that's generally the reason why people tend to go to international hospitals if you can. Not all local hospitals are like that, and they're getting better. The local hospitals are getting better. All right. So again, there's different services for internationally. if you are in the bigger cities, Hanoi, Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh City, and you get into any issue, you do have enough bread to go to an international hospital, again, pay cash. But if your insurance abroad pays for it, then by all means use your insurance. But I would go to like Vinmec, 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 FV Hospital. Okay. So these are hospitals that I've been to have FV Hospital. These are in Ho Chi Minh City, Vinmec Central Park, and FV Hospital. FV Hospital. So yeah, you guys have any questions? Let me see. I got some comments here. Let me see. Roly Poly 76 says, considering that you have to pay up front before being treated, how do you ensure that you get proper treatment without delay if you become incapacitated and alone? That's a great question. It's important that you have someone with you, because if you're going to be, that if you have a long-term stay, you're gonna definitely need someone there for you, okay, with you. I mean, so uh, have a Vietnamese woman, man, whatever, stay with you, and I'm sure they'll be very happy. If you can't, then I would absolutely um, put down a deposit of only. I mean, I'll say this. I'm trying to pick my words carefully, okay? There's not free speech here, okay? So I will say this. If you happen to run in that situation and you have nobody, then definitely you can hit me up. If you know me, all right, I'll point you in the right direction, okay? But if you don't know me, and if you didn't know me, I would absolutely just put down a deposit and hope for the best, because it's, to be honest, it's corrupt here, bro. I got to keep it a buck, you know? And there's no guarantee that an international hospital wouldn't do that to you. There's no guarantee a local hospital wouldn't do that to you. There is that, that gray area of that maybe they'll just treat you with respect, And generally, I've never had an issue with it, man. I mean, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Never had an issue with any kind of overcharging care or none of that shit. And I go to local hospitals. I've gone to FV Hospital. That's where I got my MRI done. So um, I would go to FE again. I need to get another MRI and just kind of check me out. But yeah. Um, yeah, the easiest answer, have a Vietnamese with you. All right, someone you trust. All right, thanks for the comment, bro. Appreciate it. Really Bully 76 says, would the local hospitals have those remote video phone translators as a service to foreigner patients? Maybe. I went to FV Hospital maybe 4 years ago, a little bit over 4 years ago. No, yeah, about 4 years. But I would say this. They might now. I mean, it's been 4 years. Who knows? They made a killing. They made so much money over the last 4 years. These private hospitals, international hospitals, are going to have people who speak English. So that you're not gonna have to worry about. As far as a local translator, yeah, probably not, bro. I mean, probably not, to be honest, because you're just gonna have to keep. They're not state of the art. They're not there yet. I mean, some of these local hospitals are, but majority of them aren't. Okay. They won't have a translator. And if they do, then that's kind of a service they offer. It's not like a countrywide thing. So, all right. Thanks for the comment, brother. Appreciate you. Kay says, hi, KT, NorCal in the house. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming in, checking us out, bro. Appreciate you. Much love to you, my guy. K-Dog says, I have insurance from USA. I got some details about how the process works. You have upfront, and you have to submit the bill to insurance later for reimbursement later. Yeah. So that's a good point. So surprise, surprise. Vietnam runs on this kind of theory and business structure, I should say. So you generally will pay for things here in Vietnam up front, and then you'll get your service, no matter what that thing goes, no matter what's going on. Now, for me, I come from a, hey, here's the money, give me my thing, right? Kind of mentality. So when that happened to me the first time, I was like, huh, and I didn't trust it. So inside, I had the first time I did that, I had angst. I was so anxious here for some reason. I don't know. Maybe it was the American in me, but I was so anxious the first time. But now I'm a pro at it. So I'm like, it's cool. Yeah, and I'll say, have people screwed me over? No, no, never. I've been lucky, man. I've been lucky. If I've ever had to send money to someone here, it's because I knew them, right? Or it wasn't a scam, right? There's far too many scams here that are running. I get them on my phone all the time. Far too many scammers here in this country as well. So just be careful. Yeah. So your insurance for sure. Um, yeah, just make sure you guys have insurance. It's important. I know a lot of people are like, there's this movement back home now in the U.S. that's like, just stop paying your insurance or some shit. For you retirees, probably not the best idea. But for you young folks, you guys, I would say, fuck them, fuck those insurance companies. Um, they've been eaten for far too long, and good on you if you guys are a supporter of that movement. I absolutely agree with it. Keep going. So yeah, thanks, K Dog. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you again. Um, just make sure that wherever you're at, be cognizant. Be cognizant in the fact that where you're at here in Vietnam and where you decide to, like, if you're traveling is cool, but if you're trying to relocate here, it's important that you relocate in one of the bigger cities, or at least a city that has big enough um, hospitals, like services like that. Because trust me, once you live in, I lived in a tier 3 city, and a tier 3 city is like a medium city, and so it had like 500,000 people, less than 500,000 people, and so it was close. It was probably about 4 hours south, 5 hours south of Hanoi, and so in the middle of freaking sticks, man. And you think it's a great idea until you get there and you're like, man, there ain't shit to do here. There ain't no women here. Uh, all the good women bounced. All there is work. That's it. So if that's cool for you, cool. But understand that they have regional hospitals. There's levels to this shit here, right? So they have the really good local hospitals and they have the shitty local hospitals. Okay. Just make sure that you're cognizant and aware of where you're at, and do your research about which hospital, or don't go to a fucking clinic. Okay. Don't live near a clinic that's like just a clinic. You need a hospital with services. Okay. Trust me, you're going to thank me later. All right. So, really pulley 76 says, in a post-COVID world, don't leave home without insurance. Facts. 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 Appreciate it. Yeah. Even though I don't have insurance, even though I ain't got no insurance, but through the jobs here, they will give you insurance, like state insurance, and I think I have to have state insurance. So I think I still do actually, but they haven't given us the card yet. Really, Police 76, thank you, brother. Appreciate you, my guy. Jason J says, "What's up, Jason J? How you doing, bro?" Jason J says, "How easy is it to get a specialist doctor that speaks English in Saigon, like cardiology, dermatology, etc., or surgeons?" So that's a good question, and I will say that it's not super common in the local hospitals. If you're going to an international hospital, again, generally most of their doctors speak English. Um, I mean, they come from abroad into Vietnam, so I assume they know English. Yeah, for the most part, and especially if they're going to be specialists. Like for me, my doctor, that the guy that looked at my knee, he was not even from. He was from like Eastern Europe, but he spoke perfect English. So again, if you go to an international hospital, you're generally going to find people who speak English for sure. You won't have an issue, not even an issue. Um, but again, local, you will have an issue. It's like, you know what I mean? So, yeah. But again, those guys, English, I'd go to an international hospital for this kind of surgeries, for this kind of services, for this kind of services. All right, Jason J, I appreciate you, my guy. K Dog says, FYI, my insurance has 17 in-network international hospitals in Ho Chi Minh. FV Vinmac is top of the list from my research. Well, you're lucky, bro. I mean, those are top notch, and you must be grandfathered in to your insurance company or something, because you got that good. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah. So don't forget to like, and subscribe, man. I'm literally trying to push. If you guys are generous enough and you want to support the channel, my Cash App's right here on the bottom of the screen. $ the story of KT, same as my channel name. Would love it if you guys could, support. If not, this is enough for me. You guys are supporting me. Appreciate you watching, man. Much love to you guys, for real, for real. So, and I also wanted to say one last thing about this hospital. Sometimes it's better to pay out of pocket than it is to go through your insurance. It's a pain in the ass, all right? And it might be cheaper as well. It's going to be cheaper, more affordable. Excuse me. Segment 4. So now we're going to talk about some basic legal stuff, so that before you get here, you should prep for. Okay. Again, these are things where I said, one, keep these phone numbers in your pocket, your wallet, somewhere, your phone, wherever. Again, the phone numbers are 113 for police, 114 for fire, 115 for ambulance, and 112 for disaster and rescue. All right. So again, keep those numbers. I'll put them into the chat here for you guys. And then this way you guys can have them. Again, who knows what's going to happen, but it's important that you guys can, I'll flash it up here. There you go. It's important that you guys can have these phone numbers. All right. Because, when I travel, I get each country's emergency numbers, just to make sure, man, because you're in the middle of nowhere, you don't have anything, and what if something happens? You don't have the phone numbers, and what if something happened? You're out there, you're stuck like Chuck. You're on your own. Some real shit. Again, make sure that your health, like Kay said earlier in his comment, make sure that you guys have your health insurance or your travels insurance, and make sure that they cover Vietnam. Okay, because you definitely don't want to have to get a claim, and then it gets denied, and it was like 2 or 3 thousand USD. Okay. You want to make sure that your medications, your allergies, and all that stuff is covered. And specifically, make sure that Vietnam is definitely covered on your insurance. Okay. If not, get traveler's insurance, and go from there. Okay. So I would, again, also make sure that you guys have copies on your phone and printed. I know. Generation Z is like, what is printed? So, but have it on your phone, copies and printed of copies of your passport. Make sure that you have. So I know it's a little excessive, but here in Vietnam, they definitely want you to have all of the pages in your visa, in your passport. They want them all printed. Okay, so don't kill the messenger. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So I would, I did, and I have a picture, a copy, photocopied of all my passport. Okay, just do it, put it away. Okay, make sure you have all those papers as well, all those digitally as well. Okay, it's important. You don't know when you're gonna need it, but eventually you're gonna need it. Okay, and then eventually you're gonna need to make a copy of those. Okay, once you get here, cool. But before you do that, make sure it's on your phone. All those pages, put it in a folder. Okay, on your phone. You need them printed digitally. You need them printed. I'll just say. Okay. Um, Make sure that you have your local addresses, like where you're staying, where you receive your mail. If you're going to be gone for a substantial, time, make sure that you have at least a piece of paper or something, a little notebook or something that you can just take a picture of, and then you can resort back to it as you're staying in Vietnam. Because what I mean is, have you ever been abroad, or you don't even have to be abroad? You're looking for someone's address and you have to go through all these damn messages, right? Like scroll, 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 just to find an address that someone sent you. It's annoying. Okay. I do it every month. So I'm just giving you guys a little bit of my wisdom. Okay. Organize yourself. Okay. Make sure you have also emergency contacts. Okay. No matter what, you never know. Generally, most people put it on their phone, emergency contact, their screensaver. That's big. Okay. People do return cell phones here. All right. If you happen to lose it somewhere, or I'm not saying if someone snatches it and then they're gone, they're not gonna return it. You know what I'm saying? But if you drop it, you lose it somewhere, and then they hit your phone and they see your emergency contact number or wherever, they can contact you right away and get your phone back. All right. Um, Also, make sure that if you are looking for a job, and or you have a future that you want to start a business or anything like that, I would absolutely get a FBI background check form and completed when you're coming here. Okay. Again, I put a little post up before, maybe like a month ago now, a couple weeks ago, about background checks here in Vietnam. So once you've lived in Vietnam for 1 year or longer, okay, you can get a background check from the Vietnamese government, right? That's within the country. Okay. So if you haven't committed a crime in the country, then you'll have nothing on your record here. Okay. So most people don't understand that if you've lived here longer than a year, you can have a local background check. Okay. But if you just come in from your home country, you must get an FBI background check. Okay. Okay. So I think that's good for number 4. Let me see if I have any questions. Roly Poly 76 says, I heard about Bao Viet from another source. Yeah, I bookmarked it. If I am in the market for insurance in Vietnam, have you ever heard of them? Yes, I used to have Bao Viet. They're cool. Yeah, they're cool. You pay for out of pocket, and then they reimburse you. Yeah, it's basic, and they have good. They actually are pretty decent here. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're one of the big ones, to be honest. But I have used them up in the north, definitely. Yeah, go for them for sure. Balviet is a great, 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 great. Okay. Let's see where we're at here. Yeah, so let me give you guys some lessons, some advice, and then we'll get up out of here, man. I don't want to hold y'all too long. So lessons that I've learned, in almost 6 years, man, of just keeping my nose clean, keeping your head down, doing the right thing. It goes a long way with the Vietnamese people because then they see that you're chill. They really do respect that. They might talk shit about you, but at least they know that you're not a nuisance and that you're a level-headed person. You know what I mean? Um, they do watch what you do every day, every day, every day. Okay, they watch you. It just comes with the it just comes with the territory. That's it. So again, I can't stress this enough: is that you are an ambassador of your country, and second, and you are an ambassador to all of your people, whatever you are, white, black, Mexican, you look white, you affect other people, other races. So if you are an asshole and you have black skin or brown skin or light brown skin or whatever, your actions are going to affect me. Likewise, if I do something fucked up, in someone else's eyes, Vietnamese, then their perception of us is different. It changes, right? And here they give us a really good fair shot. And when I mean us, I'm not talking about my people. I'm talking about foreigners. Okay? It's the content of your character is what really matters here in Vietnam. Straight up. Straight up. You can fake it, but you're going to be exposed. Straight up. All right? So, there's a lot of fucking scammers here, and I'm not talking just about Vietnamese. I'm talking about foreigners. Put the Vietnamese aside. I'm talking about the foreigners. Okay, people. I'm about to do a video about a guy who's a fucking scammer, and I'm about to drop that shit soon. I'm gonna drop it probably within the next 2 weeks. Okay, I'm building it up, so stay tuned. And he happens to be a brother, happens to have this skin tone, and it's unfortunate. But again, he's an example of a bad example of him looking like me being a bad influence on the Vietnamese people. So just be careful. They're always watching us. They want to see how you get down. Okay. And if you're a good person, I've said this from video one. If you're a good person, they will always look out for you, man. They're always going to look out for themselves and their people first. Understand that. But if you're a good person and you make a special bond with them, Vietnamese people are great people, man. They're ride or die motherfuckers, man. They're great people, bro. But there's some assholes, of course. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Fuck them. Whoever's an asshole, fuck them. Keep it moving, man. You have a lot more to lose than they do. Okay. So that's why it's important to keep a level head. Just keep a level head. Okay. And if I couldn't give you any other advice and I had to leave it on that, that would be the best advice I would give is it ain't worth fighting 100 of them because you either got too drunk, you did something stupid and they got offended and you don't understand why they got offended. Well, it's because of a culture thing. That's it. That's probably 9 times out of 10. You guys are gonna have a beef over culture shit. Just keep a cool head. You know what I'm saying? Even if you get hit by a motorbike, just keep a cool head. Generally, they'll be pretty apologetic. And as long as you're not fucking around and you're putting yourself in danger, meaning doing hardcore drugs, being at bars and shit. If you're gonna do that, be on the DL. Okay. For all you young folk who watch me, DL is down low. Okay, you know. So again, another advice would be there again. This is goes ties back into the first one of they're always watching your ass. Um, CCTV is everywhere. All right. Hanoi just put up AI cameras last week, 10 days ago, maybe 2 weeks. This might have been 2 weeks ago. Like, shit is moving fast. I'm trying to tell you, they just piloted it up in Hanoi, and they're there. So what that does is they don't even have to come and get you. They don't have to chase you around. These Vietnamese police ain't chasing you around. They're gonna make sure that the AI camera's gonna get you, and they're just gonna send you a ticket. They're gonna send you a summons. Hey man, this is big ass picture. Boom, you crossing the line. That's gonna be 5 million. That's like $250, 250 USD, roughly. Uh-huh. Yeah, I know. Crazy, right? Yeah. That's why you don't see chases here. People, they're like, go. And they just hold that little cell phone up, man. They just hold that little cell phone up like this. Just like they're like, gotcha, bitch. All right. So do what's right, is what I'm trying to say. Because at the end of the day, you're on camera somewhere. All right. Make sure that you have all of your, I don't know, just make sure you have all your documents in order and keep them out of the general public. Is what I mean by that is lock them away somewhere in your home. Forget about them. Don't forget about them. But what I mean by, you know what I mean. Don't forget about them, but just forget they're there. Keep doing what you're doing. When you're ready to move out, grab them and then fuck off. Excuse my language, but that's just the way it is. All right. When you're driving, always wear a helmet. Okay. Always wear a helmet. It's important. It's illegal if you don't have a helmet. Okay. They'll probably get your ass for that more than you're doing any other thing. Okay. That's easy money. That's easy money here in Vietnam. If you don't have a helmet on, and they go, that's an easy 500K, $20 that they made. All right. Yeah, another advice. I know it sounds weird, but in your wallet, um, bilingually, bilingually, write in case of an emergency and put your phone number. I don't know how you're gonna do that. Put a label or whatever, but write bilingually in Vietnamese in case of emergency, and then write your phone number, your local Vietnamese number, right there. Okay. Um, yeah. You can. I don't know. Yeah, that's basically it. Or you can put your email address. Just make sure phone number and email address, whatever. But just do that. Okay. You never know what's gonna happen. If you happen to be driving a motorbike, another advice, you happen to be driving a motorbike, put a camera, get a dashboard camera, again, CCTV, GoPro, whatever, film your whole trip, your whole journey. Okay. It'll save your ass if you get into an accident. Just saying. Okay. Um, the CCTV helps a lot. Okay. Let me see. Another one I would say. Make sure that you lock your phone. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You're like, huh? What do you mean? So if your device gets stolen, it can't be. You'll be able to like. I don't mean like physically lock your phone. I mean like tracking. Put a tracking device or something app or whatever on your phone before you get here, and then make sure that you set it with your PIN. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever your PIN number is, um, make it that, okay? Because then people can't get into your shit, or you can even set a new PIN. you know, because if someone steals your phone, they get your PIN and yeah. Anyways, okay. Just make sure that you have the information of your phone, when you're, I guess you don't put a battery in a phone anymore, but that information that you take your battery out, then it would be all the phone's information on the inside. And you just take a picture of that with a different phone, boom. You know what I mean? Or nowadays, I think the iPhone that has like you just go to the settings and you get the actual phone's information. Take a screenshot, boom, and then send it to your email. Okay. Make sure you have these things. Okay, it's important. If your phone gets snatched, which it's possible it could happen because people are here. I see them every day. You foreigners, you tourists like this at the edge of the street, on the edge of the tourist street, and they're like this, oh, looking like this, oh, and then someone just comes, shoot, right? Yeah. So if you're here, let me just give you this a little nugget. Okay. If you're a tourist, don't be on the edge of the sidewalk closest to the street. You're on the edge of the sidewalk and you're just minding your business and you're looking at your phone. Don't do that. Step back away from the street, at least 5 feet back away from the street, and use your phone. And first of all, I'm talking to you retirees, because you guys are just so in bliss, like la 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 la. And then you guys are the ones I see with your phones out there, just like, take me, take me, take me. And I've seen at least three, a few in Hanoi, like they call them smash and grabs, basically. But here they call them snatch and grabs. All right. So this goes for anyone. You see this video, this live right now, just take 5 steps back and hold your phone inside, not out. Not out like this, but in. Okay. But you'll be surprised how many times it'll save you, traveler. It'll save you if you just take a step back, 5 steps back, and be in the back of the sidewalk. Don't be in the front of the sidewalk closest to the street. Okay. You guys set yourself up for failures so many times. It's like, bro, in my mind, I'm driving like as my normal day. And I'm looking around, obviously, because I'm driving, and I see this every day down in D1 every day, D3 every day. And you guys wonder why you guys get scammed. I'm just like, bruh, it's why are you being so stupid? Take a step back. Don't have your phone out. People won't snatch it. Super simple. Let me see. What else do I want to drop on your nugget? I already told you about the photography, um, saving your data, store everything if you can. Again, make sure you have all your documents and stuff. If you're moving here, have all your documents saved digitally, somewhere. Okay. Give a copy to your mom and dad if you can, or can someone. Give them all the copies, so then you at least know they have a copy. Okay. I save all my stuff. I have like 3 or 4 different places digitally. Okay. Of all my stuff. Let's see. Don't think I have anything anymore. Okay. I think yeah. So if you happen to okay. If you happen to have like any kind of accident, I know that you're like, how long should I wait? Literally, don't wait longer than a day, okay, to report it to your insurance or whoever. Like try to get that done as soon as possible, because here things kind of get lost, if you get my drift. You know what I mean? So just make sure that you get on top of your shit. Don't let it fester and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. Waiting here is the death of you. It will be the death of you, straight up. Get it done. But also, what will be the death of you is if you try to push. Like, I need this now. I need it now. Give it to me right now. I need to get this answer now. That's going to be the death of you. So you got to kind of come in the middle. Okay. Follow up a little bit, then wait a couple days. Follow up a little bit. Wait a day. Wait 2 days. Wait 3 days. Follow up a little bit. Okay. Be gentle. Okay. So yeah, I think I've basically talked that if you are sick, go to an international hospital. If you are locked up, make sure that you talk to the embassy. Hopefully they'll give you a message to someone, or you'll have to hire an attorney. Okay. And get from there. But other than that, man, I mean, just make sure that you have coffee money. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all, man. Having coffee money here will get your ass out of a lot of bullshit. Okay, you don't want to have to. You definitely don't want to have to. You certainly don't want to have to pay coffee money. But if you have to pay coffee money, then it's better than going to jail. It's better than getting deported. All right. Here, money is king, like I said, and if you are, um, if you're a type of person who likes the gray area, I should say. Again, I'm picking my words carefully here. But if you're a person who likes the gray area, then Vietnam's going to be excellent for you. It's changing though. Okay, it definitely is changing on a weekly basis. Okay, so yeah, man, I'm proud to be here in Vietnam, and I'm happy that Vietnam is coming up. Like seriously, these people deserve it, and it's really cool to be a part of it. So if you want to be a part of it, come through. Check out my relocation guide. Hit me up. This right here will definitely help you. We can chop it up one on one. But other than that, man, hit my calendar right here, and I will see you guys in the next video. I have a couple videos coming out, and I will be dropping a video here within the next day. Okay, so look out for it. Thanks for joining me. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget, like and subscribe. Much love to you guys. Have a good Friday night. Peace.